Dana White announced some major fights tonight for UFC 299, including Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page and Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal.
I guess before I get started, I'll announce some fights for you guys here. This Miami card is stacking up to be bad. Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland. Song Yadong versus Jan. Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della. And Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal.
Bryce Mitchell released a statement regarding his brutal knockout loss to Josh Emmett. Bryce posted this to his Instagram. He wrote, "Can't thank y'all enough. Everyone who supports me is amazing. I still have my health, so I'm happy."
Hey, I want to let everybody know that I'm okay. I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I've just been so blessed this weekend. I cannot complain about anything, and really where I messed up is a poor strategy. So my strategy was stick to the jab, make my reads, work my feet, kind of sit on the outside, but that put me to where I'm not putting that forward pressure that I really like to put, and it also made me look like timid, you know, and that's not how I fight. I fight very aggressive, and so I encourage anybody who's got a fight in their life, not just a fist fight, I'm talking about any type of fight, be aggressive and attack it, because at least if you go down and you lose that battle, you're going to know you fought and you went head on towards it. And so just a bad strategy by me tonight. And gosh, Josh hits hard, and he's so low to the ground when he throws that overhand right. It's hard to hit him with anything, and what can I say, you know? I could have done better, but I obviously didn't, you know? I'm so lucky to live the life that I live. I have a wife because of this sport. Me and my wife would have never met if it wasn't for this sport. I have a kid coming because of this sport. I have a house because of this sport. I have a farm because of this sport. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, and there's nothing that's going to get me down. I'm just going to refuse to let negativity control me. And I just want to tell y'all that I love you. And I've had so much prayers this week. It has been overwhelming. I'm talking hundreds of messages. I went on Tucker Carlson and got 2 million views. I mean, it's just overwhelming, the sense of just acceptance or validation that I get from y'all. And obviously, I wish I could have performed better for you, but it just, my best was not enough tonight. And if I switch my strategy up, I think it will be. So that's the thing, you know, hit the drawing board, come back, and I'm good. You know, it could have been a lot worse. When I was in that hospital, I was getting rolled by people with no legs, no arms, you know, faces all messed up, face turned sideways like a dude got in a car wreck, you know. So I cannot complain about anything. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm healthy, and I love y'all, and thank you.
Paddy Pimblett defeated Tony Ferguson via unanimous decision. Jared Gordon reacted saying, "I'm just that good. Run it back." He followed up with Paddy fights like a sausage. Ariel Helwani says Paddy giving Ferguson props and respect afterwards. The right move, very humble and gracious in victory. Says he blew his load in the first and was surprised Ferguson survived the onslaught. Ben Askren says man Ferg went out on his shield. He's a warrior. That being said, probably time for him to retire. He followed up with Paddy was a fun prospect, but his fighting is kinda meh. Aljamain Sterling says what a round. Paddy on fire and Tony showing his grit and toughness. Rafael Dos Anjos says the hype is real. He followed up with you guys didn't get the joke. Pimblett is terrible. I would beat this kid without a fight camp. And Cody Stamen tweeted, I will fight Paddy at 155. What the f was that?
You know what I mean? I've been watching him since I was like 16, so it's surreal to actually get in the cage and fight him, you know what I mean? And I think I had him hurt the most other people have ever had him hurt, you know what I mean? That first round, it shows what a tough motherfucker he is, man. I hit him with some punches in that first round, mate, and 9 out of 10 men, 99 out of 100 men quit there and don't continue fighting, and give the man his due. He kept coming at me for another 10 minutes. As I say, I can't believe he got out of that first round, and the fact he got out of that first round made the second and third tougher for me, because in the second and third round, after I blew me load a little bit trying to finish him. I went at him, couldn't stop punching him, and then second and third round I was like, ooh, little bit tired here, little bit tired. Yes, Mike. Thank you very much for that. I couldn't do what you done and got him out of there, though. Hey, couldn't do what you done. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Paddy Pimblett pays respect to Tony Ferguson after their fight.
I think he checked one of my kicks, you know what I mean? But he's a bony man, as you know. He kicks metal poles and that. So him checking one of your kicks, you know about it. But I felt good, you know what I mean? I blew me load a bit at the end of that first round, trying to take his head off his shoulders. When I got him down there, I thought I was going to get the finish, but my fingers are all battered. As I say, I still dominated the second and third round, even though I blew me load a little bit at the end of the first. And
do you feel you're in there with the Tony of old, the Tony that you wanted to fight? You know, the best version of Tony?
Well, he looked better than he did against Bobby Green and Nate Diaz, you know what I mean? He'd come in with a little bit of fire lit underneath his because he didn't want to go 7 straight losses, but he still did feel a little bit slow, a little bit lethargic, and he's still a legend, you know what I mean? No matter if I hate his guts, you know what I mean? He's still a legend. He's got one of the best win streaks this sport's ever seen. Like, that's why at the end of the fight, I wanted everyone to give him a round of applause, because the fact that he even survived that first round shows he's still got it. It does me head in when you see people saying, oh, he needs to retire, and he doesn't need to retire. If he just got out of that first round with me there, 99 out of 100 men quit there and don't carry on fighting. He carried on fighting. He shouldn't retire, know what I mean? He should keep fighting.
Dana White at the post-fight press conference says that he would like to see Tony Ferguson retire.
What do you do with Tony Ferguson moving forward? Because obviously he took a lot of damage in that first round, but then he tried to fight back, and I think that's what 7 losses in a row now.
I would love to see Tony retire.
And what do you go with Paddy Pimblett? Obviously, Tony's popular, but like I said, he's on that kind of that skid. Do you now skyrocket him up?
Well, listen, when you talk about a skid, right? You look at the guys he fought too, and that plays a factor into it. And how did he look right up until he lost? Tonight, Tony did not. Tony tonight looked like he should retire.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Angry Dana White. It says, Colby was never my friend. Donald Trump. The second one's from Peter Griffin. It says, Leon was the more accurate technical striker, and the damage early to Colby's legs paid off. However, that was not the same Colby. He looked slow, sloppy, and apprehensive. I know it was a clear Edwards win, but really should have had bigger moments in there. Very one-paced fight from both men. The final one's from Jonathan Bell. It says, Colby really looked like complete shit tonight. It's crazy how just a couple of his fights ago, he was keeping pace with Usman, and they were mauling the hell out of each other. The bad part is, those fights were now years ago, and Colby definitely looks to become the next Tony Fergie fresh. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.